Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and this week's video is going to be a story time video, and it's going to be about my paranormal experiences that I've had. I've had quite a lot, but I'm only going to talk about 4 in this video. I do have others, and I'll probably end up filming those later and making it a part 2. Well, it is October, and it is kind of like the whole month is like Halloween themed, so I'll probably end up putting that later in the month. Get on with my stories. So my first story is back when I was, I think, 10, and there was these girls. They lived a block away from my house. I used to go over to their house all the time, like we were really good friends back then. But their house was either it was haunted or it was literally just something wrong with the family. I don't know to this day. But their house was always like really strange, and I've had like multiple things happen there, and it was just not okay. So when you enter her house, she has like her living room and stuff, and she has this hallway that goes through the living room, the kitchen, and it also goes through where you can see the bathroom and the parents' room. It also goes through the girls' room, and it goes out to the backyard. This hallway goes all the way through the entire house. And so I was there for I think it was probably my 10th birthday, and it was my birthday, and I had stayed up the entire night, and we were super into like making clothes back then and sewing stuff because we were, I don't know, whatever, like fucking kids. And so we were doing a fashion show, and that's what we're gonna do for my birthday or whatever. So our mom's like getting ready to take pictures and snapping away, like whatever. And so they're all walking down the hallway like it's a runway, and then I go into it and I started clipping pictures of me and everything like that. So fast forward to about maybe a week later, and I am going on the computer and we're looking at the photos and stuff because her mom had uploaded it to the computer back then. And in every photo of my photo, not any of theirs, but in my photo, there is a person in the back of my photo, and it's like kind of like Grim Reaper. That's the only way I can describe it. It's like this dark figure lurking behind me, and it's in every goddamn photo of mine. Like, not of theirs, mine. And I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like kind of joking around like, oh, you're probably gonna die, like whatever, like okay. But yeah, so that was one of the things that had happened to me, and it was really strange, and I would insert those photos right now, but I never ended up taking them because I was like 10 and I didn't really want some creepy stuff, like anything like that with me, so I didn't take them or whatever. I just left them on our computer. But yeah, that was the first incident happened at this house. The second time, I think it's the same kind of time frame. She has a really big backyard, and so we're at a bonfire in her backyard, and we're like roasting marshmallows, talking about whatever the fuck 10-year-olds talk about at that age. And all of a sudden, you know, like those little tent like tart things they had like for parties and like whatever beach stuff, so she has it in her backyard, and it starts like shaking, like someone's grabbing it and shaking the shit out of it. And they both take off running like some scared bitches. I'm that one white girl in the movies that's gonna go check that shit out. Like, I'm one of those people. So I go to check that shit out, and I'm like looking around, and it's like kind of shaking. All of a sudden I hear like this deep ass growl. Like, it didn't sound like an animal kind of growl. It sounded like maybe a person growling. And if I didn't mention, her mom was the only person home, and she was out cold because she had been working all day, so she's out cold, so I know she's not fucking with us. And all of a sudden I just hear this growl, and I'm like, holy effing shit. So I run, and I just go off, and I'm running through the hallway. So I stop where the bathroom and the parents' room is, and the other girl doesn't live there, but the friend that I hang out with there, she was sitting there, and we're just standing there, and all of a sudden like this uneasy fucking feeling comes across all of us, and we just felt like there was something wasn't right. It was like really depressing, like just not okay, and it just did not feel right. And all of a sudden, I shit you not, you can hear a woman like crying, like just fucking sobbing away, like just tears rolling, like, you know, shit going down, like she's upset crying. And so I really think it's the mom. So I look over, and guess what? The mom is out fucking cold, and her TV's off, and the living room is off, and those are the only TVs in the house. There was no radios in the house. There was no TV in her room or the brother's room. The TV in the mom and the living room were both turned off. And I look over to the window to see if the window is open, and it's fucking shut. So it came with inside the effing house, and we just heard this lady crying. It ended up stopping within like 10 seconds of it happening. But for those 10 seconds, it was fucking scary. And like afterwards, they're like, oh my God, like, did you hear that? And it was strange. So the third experience at this same house. So we are sleeping in the living room, and I'm one of the lightest sleepers, I know. I get up when I hear something. I usually am the first person up and the first person that goes to sleep. Like, this is who I am. And so same two girls in the living room, we're both out cold. I think it's about, I think I'm a little bit older now, but I'm sleeping over and it's probably 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, no one's really awake in our house at that time in the morning, and something had woken me up. And she had a dog that had passed away, but her dog had really long nails, so you could hear it like kind of like scrape across the kitchen floor when it walked, and that's what it sounded like to me, and that's what woke me up. So I'm hearing that and I'm like, oh, what the fuck is that? Like, you know, like I know she doesn't have a pet, or like a dog that does that, so I was kind of like, oh, that's weird. So I kind of was trying to wake them up, like, hey, like I hear something in the kitchen or whatever, and they're like, oh, go back to sleep. Like, they didn't really care, and they're like, whatever. And I'm like trying to wake them up because I'm kind of getting creeped out because it's getting louder and it sounds like things are opening and shutting in like the kitchen, like the fridge, and it kept sounding like it kept getting open and shut, and I'm like, I don't think anybody's up right now, like I don't hear anybody, and it kept making like noises, and I'm like, dude, wake up, like wake up. And all of a sudden I hear like this big ass crash noise in the kitchen, and like they both get up and they're like, okay, maybe we should go check it out. And I was like, yeah, no shit. So we go over to the kitchen, and I shit you not, all of the doors and the like cupboards, the fridge is open, there's shit on the floor, everything's fucking out. And I'm like, okay, and we go and like check, and like they're all out cold. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened, but that's what happened that one time. So I can't explain that. I don't know what it was. I don't think it was her cats that did that can open all the cupboards and stuff. I don't know, but that was one of the creepiest things that had happened to me at that house. So flash forward to current day events. I am dealing with some weird stuff. So I have always had weird things happen to me as a person, just like strange stuff, like in my last couple stories I just told you. So I just turned 19, and I turned 19 in August, and so around my birthday, I was actually after my birthday, I had a dream. And if you guys don't know what sleep paralysis or astral projection is, go do your research. I don't feel like explaining it. It's kind of like a long thing, but I was sleeping, and I was kind of sleeping like on my stomach, and you know, it was kind of really late at night, and I had fallen asleep, and then I ended up feeling like I just felt like my body just wasn't like, it just didn't feel right. So I ended up looking, and I was looking at my body, and I was like, well, this is cool, like awesome. And then all of a sudden this like, this feeling of just wasn't right. It just did not feel right, did not feel okay, and I just did not feel like, it just did not feel right. And I look over, and there's this big ass dark figure in the corner of the room, like staring over at my body and stuff. And I'm like shitting myself basically. And I literally is like, the first thing I think of is get back to my body, like, you know, try to get back into my body or something, because you don't know what can happen. So I am like freaking out, and I finally get into my body. Is like, I guess I can explain it. But then I can't move my body, and I'm trying to get up, trying to like, you know, get myself to move, but like, you know, I just couldn't move, and I was freaking out. And I finally got up, and I was like, okay, and I went and turned all the lights on, and like it was gone, and then like the feeling went away. But during that time of like, I don't know how long it was, but it was really like just not okay. I was really scared. And ever since then, I've been having little things happen, and I don't know like how to explain it or what to tell you, but I've been like super scared about it. And so since then, I'd be like laying in my bed chilling or something, and you know when people like have their legs out like laying on a bed, or they have it crossed but there's still like that space right there, if someone sits down or puts something there, you can feel it. So I've been having the sensation of someone sitting down on my bed sometimes when I'm not paying attention, and I'm like, what the fuck, like, you know, but there's no one there. Like, have you been to my room? You know, like it's kind of difficult to go sit in front of my, like in between my legs. So that's been happening. I was at my boyfriend's house, and so I thought it was just my house being fucking creepy. No, I'm at my boyfriend's house, and I'm fucking chilling. He goes into the bathroom, and sometimes he comes into like his room kind of quiet, so I don't like hear him or whatever, or he'll put something in between my legs, like his phone or something. But no, like I was like, oh, I think my boyfriend's back, you know, he's been gone for a few minutes. So I look up, and there's nobody there. And I felt like someone had put their hand there, and then when I looked to where I thought it was, there's like an indentation of like someone's hand, like a print, and it's in the bed and you can see it. I literally just fucking like moved the covers. I was like, oh hell no, like this is not happening. And I was kind of like creeped out because like it happened at my boyfriend's house. Like I don't think his house is haunted by any means, or something weird that's happened there. Like it shouldn't have happened, you know? So then I go home that night actually, and he goes to work, and I don't know if my mom was there or not, but like this was happened. So I was taking a shower, and my friends can vouch for it. They're here right now, and they've had like my house is just creepy. Am I right, people? Am I wrong? Like,
yes.
It's creepy. Not, you just feel like you need to get out of there real fast. Like, I don't know if something happened in my house in that area. I don't know. Like, I don't know the history of my house, but from what them telling you, like, weird shit's happen. So I'm taking a shower and I'm just washing my fucking head, and my cat is like, you know, always chilling in the bathroom with me. Like, that's his thing. And you know when cats get upset, their fur like stands up and they start making like weird ass noises, and this is what my cat's doing. And I'm kind of like trying to ignore it, but I'm checking on like, what the fuck are you doing? And he loses his fucking shit. Like, he gets upset and he fucking gets all puffed up and runs like out of the fucking like area and like to like the other side of the bathroom, and he's like making all these fucking noises, and I'm like, oh, like what the hell? And I look over to where my cat was, but kind of like just kind of like in front of me, how I'm looking at the camera right now, and I see an outline of someone, like a shadow of someone, like kind of looking back at me. They weren't really tall or shorter than me, like eye level, and they're looking at me, and I could see like the indentation, like not indentation, like an outline of someone's ear and their like shoulders, and I'm like, holy fucking shit, like what the fuck is going on? So I like pull the curtain, and like there's no one there, but I just felt so like not okay, and I was like, oh my god, like I need to get out of the shower. So I ended up getting out of the shower. My cat wouldn't even go over there. Like, he was like, I'm fucking done with this, like spooked as shit. So I'm like, okay, so I get out of the shower. So that happened to me, and in the last like couple days I was like watching some videos in my room, and I literally felt like someone had put their hand like on the lower back, kind of towards my butt. I know that's weird, but like had put their hand like right there, like they just like kind of like placed it, like kind of, I felt the pressure of someone's hand, and I'm like, okay, I know there's no one else in my room. I look over and I'm like, well fuck, like I don't know what's going on, like I don't know. So that happened, and I haven't had anything happen in the last like last week, but that has happened, and I don't know what to explain. Those are my current little like ghost paranormal experiences that I've had. I know not everyone believes in it. Trust me, I know people like diss it. Other people are so cool with it. I'm one of the people that's cool with it. But if you're gonna leave hate comments, please just don't like, just click out the video, like leave, or okay, bye, like I don't care, like thanks. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. I make videos every other week, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye!